Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you to everyone from West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village for tuning in on this wonderful Thursday morning. The Splash Live is Greater West Bloomfield's very own daily TV, radio, and streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV, on Comcast Channel 15, and AT&T Channel 99 on the web on civiccentertv.com, as well as on Facebook on facebook.com/CivicCenterTV15. And you can also listen on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM's 90 minutes of live local programming Monday through Friday. Learn more information, of course, on our website, civiccentertv.com. Looking at today's weather, today we start to take a turn toward the better as far as our local weather is concerned. There might be a few scattered showers this afternoon, but then the sun creeps through with a high of 46 degrees. For tonight, clear skies will lead to a cold 36 degrees, but a great start to the weekend on Friday, becoming mostly sunny with a high of 65. Our Household Hazardous Waste Day is coming up this weekend. Friday and Saturday are the days, taking place at West Bloomfield Town Hall. Items that can be brought to this event are products containing chemicals such as cleaning products, solvents, pesticides, oil-based paints, and weed killer. They are also accepting items like computers, printers, TVs, batteries, light bulbs, fire extinguishers, and smoke alarms. This Friday, October 21st, tomorrow, it is senior drop-off night from 4 to 6 p.m. The event is open to senior citizens from West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities of Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, and Keego Harbor. No appointments are necessary, but you must bring a photo ID in order to enter the event. Then on Saturday, October 22nd, all local residents are eligible to attend from 9 a.m. until 12 noon by local residents. Again, West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities of Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village. That is from 9 a.m. until noon. Learn more information on the event by contacting the Planning and Development Services Department at 248-451-4818. Again, that's 248-451-4818 for more information. And for a full list of acceptable items, go to wbtownship.org and enter hazardous in their search window. Also, Election Day is now just 19 days away, and the folks at the West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office want you to be reminded that you can obtain an absentee ballot until 4 p.m. on Monday, November 7th. That's the day before the election. The Clerk's Office will offer extended hours for voters to obtain an absentee ballot. The regular hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., and their extended hours will be Wednesday, October 26th from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m., Thursday, November 3rd from 8 a.m. until November 7th, and Saturday, November 5th from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. The clerk's office is located inside West Bloomfield Town Hall at 4550 Walnut Lake Road. If you have any questions, you can contact West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder and her staff at 248-451-4848. And a reminder that the clerk's office does encourage that if possible, return your absentee ballots directly to Town Hall in person to avoid any postal delays that may arise. That's especially if you're filling out those absentee ballots close to Election Day. Give it time to get back to Town Hall, or don't take the risk at all. Go back to Town Hall, drop it off in their ballot drop box that is safe, secured, and monitored 24 hours a day by the neighboring West Bloomfield Police Department right across the street at the Town Hall campus each and every day. Return it there if you're in any doubt, because if it arrives after Election Day, after the deadline on Election Day, your ballot simply will not count at that point. Another big game is coming up this Friday between the West Bloomfield Lakers, now standing at 7-1 following last week's win at Southfield, as they wrap up the regular season with a home game against the Utica Eisenhower Eagles, who are 6-2 on the season. On the latest edition of This Week in Laker Football, I had the chance to talk with West Bloomfield Lakers tight end DeAndre Hill about the offense's late drive in the first half against Southfield that helped them curtail any momentum that the Warriors may have had in last Friday's game, and a preview the upcoming game this week as well. Let's take a look.
Every day this whole week I've been preparing for that. Every day after practice, stay like 15 minutes, me and all the DBs, I get some extra work in, just, get ready for this game. It's a big game. They had good receivers, and we just got better DBs.
Yeah, great DBs here at West Bloomfield High School. We talked last week to Coach Dickerson about the defensive backs, and we've spoken so much about the play of these defensive backs over the last few weeks. Do you feel like that this core is hitting its stride at the perfect time, Deontay?
Yes, definitely, especially with our competition rising, especially since playoffs is coming up too. It's good to have our DBs good and locked in.
Having these last few weeks of the season going up against teams like Southfield A&T a few weeks ago, going up against Lake Orion, it's also a very good team in the receiving core, and then this week going up against Utica Eisenhower. For you as a defensive player, how does that help you to get ready for what's going to be even a higher competition come playoff time?
It's just going to get me ready. I don't know, it's just going to get me ready. Like, I'm just ready for whoever line up against me.
It doesn't help each week. How does it help to go up against that kind of competition week to week, knowing that this receiving core too is so stacked here at West Bloomfield between Samaj and Trenton and guys down the line like Jaden and so on that are able to play high-level football Monday through Thursday? How does that help you prepare for Friday?
Them guys definitely help me get better at DB also. They're top dogs in the state, so that definitely helps my game a lot.
Having that game on a big stage on Friday, Valley Sports covered the game at Southfield A&T. Of course, we were there, and so many other eyes from around the state on that particular ball game. And we saw the big entrance from Penn State football coach James Franklin into that ball game. That add any sort of added sense of we got to have a big game out here. I got to go out there and play my best football.
I didn't even know that was him at first. People was telling me different things, but yeah, it was good to perform in front of big-time coaches like him.
We're joined by Deontay Pippin on This Week in Laker Football, West Bloomfield High School wide receiver and also safety. On the offensive side of the ball, things still really moving quickly for the West Bloomfield Lakers, having that high-powered offense that can move up the field so quickly. For you also playing on the defensive side of the ball, does that kind of quick, high firepower offense help you as a defender stay ready for those kinds of situations, or those kinds of situations where you're playing with so much speed on offense and then going right back out there on defense? Does that just create another big challenge for you?
Yeah, it does. That's why we just keep working at practice, get my body ready for that type of situation, because going back on offense and playing defense at the same time is very tiring. So we just prepare and get ready for that.
Deontay Pippin is with us on This Week in Laker Football, West Bloomfield High School wide receiver, and of course defensive back with a huge game last week Friday at Southfield A&T as the Lakers pick up a big win to finish their OAA division play. Deontay, for you in this defensive back core, what do you need to do to take that next step as we get ready for playoff time this last week coming up against Utica Eisenhower in the regular season, and then be ready to compete at a state championship level?
Just keep grinding, keep working. We're just going to be ready for anything that comes against us.
Great talking with Deontay Pippin, who's having a wonderful season for the Lakers and getting involved now in all three phases of the game, playing wide receiver on the offensive end. Certainly been prolific there for the Lakers all season long, but also playing at the safety position, so defensive back position over the last few weeks in the absences of Lorenzo Williams and some other players in the secondary. And of course, has also been a key player in the special teams front too, helping to return kicks as well. As always, you can tune into live game coverage on Friday on Civic Center TV and on WB TV, the school district's channel, Comcast Channel 19, and AT&T Channel 99. If you don't have the time to sit down and watch it, listen on 89.3 Lakes FM and lakesfm.com. The pregame begins at 6 o'clock with a full episode of This Week in Laker Football with the kickoff just shortly after 7. We're going to take a short break here on the Splash Live. When we come back, I'll be talking with one of our good friends from West Bloomfield Parks. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
This November, honor the many people who offer their lives for our freedom at the 2022 Heroes Appreciation Breakfast. Organizations, charities, and local residents are invited to celebrate the men and women that ensure our safety and security. Hear from guest speakers, live performances, and presentations from veterans, officers, and more. Save the date, November 8th from 9 to 10:30 p.m. at the new West Bloomfield Middle School. Call 248-451-1900 to register.
Let's whoop it up for these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Tyler Keefe. The fall season brings a lot of great local events, and a lot of them are brought to us by the hardworking folks right here at West Bloomfield Parks. Joining us now to talk about some of these events is the Senior Services Manager for West Bloomfield Parks, Kailyn McMahon. Kailyn, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tyler. Thanks so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, glad to have you on with us. So first off, tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to work at West Bloomfield Parks. We know you're relatively new there.
Yeah, so I've been with West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation for about 6 months. I come from assisted living and memory care over in Commerce Township, and before that, I was over at the Wixom Senior Center. So I have a nice history with seniors, and I'm right where I need to be to serve them.
Well, we're glad that you're with West Bloomfield Parks. We welcome you to the team here in the greater West Bloomfield area. I'm sure a lot of great things will be happening at your hands, as well as you join this great team that they have over there at WB Parks. Let's talk about some of the great events that are coming up in the local area that are, of course, our senior population, but really our general population can also partake in. They've got a big game coming up, not this weekend, not, of course, the West Bloomfield Lakers football game on Friday this week, or their playoff games next week, but a big game coming up next weekend is still, of course, the Michigan Wolverines taking on my Michigan State Spartans. You got a great event going on at Drake Sports Park for that with trivia, tailgating, food, and, of course, team spirit. Tell us about that.
So we're very excited to get together for this big game. We have football-themed trivia. We've got traditional tailgate food with your hot sausages and onions and things like that. And then we even went as far as reduce, reuse, recycling for all of our different various decorations that we have. We've put our crafters to work making decorations, and they're very excited to get out there and have some good rivalry.
And also coming up, it's a big day for your team in particular at West Bloomfield Parks and for our senior population. The Senior Health Expo is also coming up with over 35 vendors attending. Tell us about that and when and how people can participate.
Yes, we're particularly excited about this. Our Senior Health Expo is going to be on November 1st at the formal Abbott Elementary School, now the Roosevelt Elementary School. The free lunch is for the first 200 participants who show up. We have over 35 vendors as well as 4 various presentations to help seniors out. Our partners at Henry Ford have been super gracious and helpful in planning the event. We're very excited to get into the Abbott School and just use the property and make our mark.
We're joined by Kailyn McMahon from West Bloomfield Parks, their Senior Services Manager, joining us on today's edition of the MegaCast. As always, you can learn more information about West Bloomfield Parks and stay up to date on their events at WBParks.org. A big event coming up that's certainly going to be honoring many of our seniors here in the greater West Bloomfield area is the annual Heroes Appreciation Breakfast, coming back this year once again, and it's going to be at the wonderful brand new West Bloomfield Middle School. Tell us about this year's festivities.
Absolutely. I'm very excited about this one. I'm very excited to be the lead programmer for this. It's the first big event that I get to execute as a Senior Services Manager, and it has been just a pleasure to work with the library, the schools, the township, and CCTV, all of you. It's been so nice to watch it come together, and I'm very, very eager to see it come to life. We will be joined by the Kalkaska Quartet, as well as our West Bloomfield Honor Guard. We have probably 20 to 25 volunteers. Our committee members have been working hard for about 6 months. We have a nice breakfast planned, portraits for the veterans, swag bags. Of course, you can't let those veterans get out of there without some free goods and resources. And we're just very excited. It's coming together very nice. Above all, we're very, very enthusiastic to be in the new West Bloomfield Middle School, and our partnership with the school has been great.
And we'll be there live for that as well. We'll have some coverage beforehand. Certainly take the entire broadcast of this great event live right here on Civic Center TV. It will preempt our regular coverage here with the Splash Live and, of course, the MegaCast at 10 o'clock. But I know well worth it to honor our veterans here in the greater West Bloomfield community. Kailyn, also coming up is the Harvest Day lunch. You can join together with the community for a traditional holiday meal and, practice gratitude as a community all together. When is that happening? How can people get involved?
Sure, and we're heading down to the Drake Sports Park on, I think it's the November 16th, a Wednesday, and we'll have a traditional Thanksgiving spread. That's going to be $11 for residents, and you can register by calling the 1900 number up here at the Recreation Activity Center or registering online at wbparks.org. We're very excited about that one. We'll have some traditional spread. We'll have our pal Judy there saying some traditional trivia, try to get those gears turning, and it'll be nice. We're looking forward to it.
More information, of course, can be found at WBParks.org. Lastly, coming up also is the High Tops and High Heels event Thursday, November 17th, right after the Harvest Day lunch. We want to keep participating in events back to back. Go for it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is coming back, I believe, and you might have to make sure I'm saying the right things because I am new here. But this event is hosted at the Glen Oaks Golf Course. It's $15 per resident. It's aimed for mothers and their sons. It's called High Tops and High Heels. That's Thursday, November 17th from 6 to 8 p.m. So if you'd like to register for that, you can go online or call us at 248-451-1900. That's going to be a nice one. We're excited to get back to that and get the guys and their moms out.
More information on all these programs and other events and initiatives by West Bloomfield Parks can be found on WBParks.org. Kailyn, before we let you go, anything else we should know about upcoming events or other services being provided to our seniors by WB Parks at this time?
Sure, you can find our whole senior services team at the RAC, Recreational Activity Center up here in the Civic Center Plaza. We are here to serve you. We're eager for all of these great events, and just stop on by, say hi, and have a cup of coffee.
More information always at WBParks.org. Kailyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. We'll take a break here on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll head over from West Bloomfield Parks to West Bloomfield High School and preview their upcoming production of St. Joan. That's coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
You know, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and the noise and stress of life can sometimes disappear.
It's the Great Lakes water, and so what people do ends up in our waterways.
It's for our health and safety, it's for our economy, it's for protecting the environment that we all enjoy and we all need to survive.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
We're all about one water in this region. We're all connected. We all have a role.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Tyler Keefe. Each year, the West Bloomfield Theater Department at the high school showcases its great talent to the local community with outstanding productions. This fall is no exception, and the first week of November will kick off their theater production of a George Bernard play entitled St. Joan. Joining us now is the artistic director of St. Joan, Christine Stevens, as well as actors Emmy Duffield and R.J. Card II. Thank you all for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate having you all on. So, Christine, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you became involved with West Bloomfield High School and their theater program.
Yes, my pleasure. I started at the middle school, Orchard Lake Middle School, which is now has merged with Abbott to West Bloomfield Middle School, but I started there and was an English teacher and musical theater teacher, fell in love with the school district. I love how they put students first. And when the merge was about to happen, I saw an opening at the high school and I knew it was a good fit if they would have me, and they brought me on board, and it's just been wonderful. It's new and a little stressful and different and a lot, but it's so joyful because I get to work with really talented students and put up really fun, kind of edgy productions that make us think about things that are really relatable and appropriate to our world right now. So yes, it's been a wonderful journey, and I just love being in WB.
And we have a couple of those students with us today. We have both Emmy Duffield and RJ Card II with us, joining us from this production, actors in this play, student actors in St. Joan, which begins November 3rd at West Bloomfield High School and runs through the 5th. Let's start with you, Emmy. Tell us a little bit about your background. What inspired you to act?
Well, I grew up with a lot of music around me, and I had very accepting parents when it comes to artistic abilities and dancing and singing and acting and everything like that. And I was never really, like a sports kid. I didn't really have a thing until when I was 7. I was in Peter Pan. And then ever since then, I love it. So I'm so excited for this play. I've been loving it, having the best time.
And RJ, same question to you. What brings you to the theater and inspires you to act, especially in a play like St. Joan?
So pretty similar to Emmy. I grew up around a lot of art, and I was never really into anything until I got into theater. I started in the 6th grade, went all the way through middle school, and it just became a huge passion of mine. And I'd love to continue doing it.
So going back to you, Christine, you mentioned that you like to put on plays that are compelling and thought-provoking for the students and for the local community, and kind of parallel kind of the conversations we're having in the greater community outside of the high school, as well as inside the high school. So tell us why St. Joan was chosen as the production for this fall at West Bloomfield High School.
Yes, when I started reading it, I just knew it was the right fit. I always look for plays with a big cast so that we can include as many students as possible. But I loved the character development and the messaging. This young girl who's a teenager, this young girl is fighting for what she believes in and is fighting to be who she is amidst a religious community in which they're challenging that and questioning her, but she stays true to who she is through it all, and then never sacrifices her own personal understanding of herself and of her faith until the very end. And it's tragic and horrible, but the way that George Bernard Shaw writes it, because he wrote it in the 1920s, and this story obviously takes place in the 1400s, he writes it with a satire is in there. He categorized it as a tragic comedy, and in it, he is asking us to look at the power of institutions and the power of gender norms and how that can sometimes, take down somebody and help make them lose their voice. And I think that St. Joan is just a great reminder of holding on to your voice and to your truth, no matter what.
And it's interesting, too, because when you have these large ensemble casts, you have a little bit of time, and I mean a very little bit of time, to really get to know everybody in that short succession, given that it is a one-off thing. It's a simple play. It's not a TV series where you have week after week after week, or a movie where you have several hours to really get to know these characters. And so let's go back to the actors and talk a little bit about these characters and why you identify with them and wanted to, audition to be those specific characters. We'll begin with you, RJ. Your character, and pardon my French, it's Chaplain John de Stogenber. Not going to try the French pronunciation of it. Tell us about your character and what drew you to Chaplain John, let's just call
him. Chaplain John is really a character that makes the audience think about what they believe in and consider how they came up and how what they believe in may affect other people. His big personality allows a lot of people to connect to him. And I feel like I have a big personal connection to him as well, because I constantly love to question myself and to understand myself.
And Emmy, for you, your character is the title character, is St. Joan. What drew you to this particular character?
Well, when you think of like incredible people in history, you have to think about Joan of Arc. And she did so many amazing things. And I loved how from start to finish, she never really questions what she believes. She holds her ground. She approaches these people with like the most like perfect mindset that like she is going to do what she is meant to do, what she was put on this earth to do. And I think that I just was so drawn to her because she has all of these really powerful moments, but like super like kind of, I think Shaw does this great job of kind of playing into her sensitivity a little bit too. So it's a lot of fun.
And Christine, going back to you, we have a couple more minutes before we'll need to wrap things up today. Tell us again when and where people can see this production of St. Joan, and how do they get tickets?
Yes, I hope that everyone comes out to see it. The St. Joan will take place at the West Bloomfield High School auditorium within our high school. And the shows are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, November 3rd, November 4th, and November 5th at 7 p.m. And we hope to see you there.
And of course,
and the tickets can be purchased at Showtix, T-I-X, 4 U.com.
And of course, you can always find more information on the theater program and other programs at West Bloomfield High School by visiting the school district's website at wbsd.org. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate having you all on today. I want to thank all of our guests, Kailyn McMahon from West Bloomfield Parks, as well as the team from the West Bloomfield High School production of St. Joan, for joining us on today's edition of The Splash Live. And thanks to all of our viewers for hanging out with us this morning on The Splash Live. I'm Tyler Keith. That's it for today's show. A happy Thursday to you from our very own Greater West Bloomfield TV, radio, and streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV, which is Comcast, Channel 15, AT&T, Channel 99, and of course, all around the community and around the world on CivicCenterTV.com, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on 89.3 Lakes FM on your local radio. Greater West Bloomfield, we'll see you tomorrow.